Welcome to the Coin Lady channel with news that the cryptocurrency Ripple has released 400 billion XRP from escrow, but that the accompanying transaction memo has shocked the crypto world. The note that accompanies this exchange is, in fact, rather comical. This isn't the first time that I've been mentioned alongside other members of the community. Though I may not have broached the topic here on the channel, I most certainly did on X, formerly known as Twitter. However, as you are aware, and I make light of each month because crypto media continues publicizing it, 100 or 1 billion XRP is released from Ripple's escrow every month. Memos can be added as it is distributed. What was enclosed, I will also show you. However, it has captured the attention of the locals. In addition, I thought you might be interested in reading this piece from the Daily Huddle. Global crypto users to explode to 1.2 billion, predicts former Goldman Sachs executive. Here's his timeline. So, I was just doing some quick mental calculation there. That's nearly 3 times as many people as are currently working in cryptography. And so, there is a multiplier impact for every dollar you put into crypto. And especially during thrilling moments. Prices tend to rise dramatically in the ecstatic stages. You can picture the impact on prices if the human population were to expand by a factor of 3, and then add institutions on top of that. This is why I'll say it again, since it bears repeating. You've beaten out the vast majority of the other attendees. Congratulations! You may feel like you've arrived at the crypto party late, even if you're just getting started now. But no, you are way too early for this event. The hosts took exception to your showing it to them so early. You're being quite impolite. Please come back later. However, I should probably state up front that I come from no financial background. I'm not here to give you money advice. And you know that you shouldn't make any financial decisions based on what I say, right? I'm just a fan who occasionally posts silly videos to YouTube regarding crypto-related things. While I'm recording this supplementary bid at 70 cents, keep in mind that it's fallen a penny or two in the past day. However, XRP is functioning as it should. In the wake of Bitcoin's price reached into the upper 28,000s, an area it hasn't been in for quite some time. Bitcoin's value may now be tracked in real time. The XRP 24-hour chart is now visible. It seems nearly identical. Consequently, the price of XRP dropped to as low as 68 cents. However, this is not because XRP has any fundamental flaws. It seems to have reached what now I guess you could characterize as basically a new standard, and it has since risen to this greater level while continuing to move in tandem with Bitcoin. Try to find it. Excited to witness it. What's the deal with this note and the 400 million XRP? Let's get right into it, then. As part of its regular monthly escrow execution exercise, Ripple has released XRP tokens from its escrow accounts. One of the escrow execution transactions involving 400 million XRP, however, includes a peculiar letter that has piqued the interest of the community and raised questions regarding its source and author. They also note that the memo was included with the midnight EST escrow execution of all 400 million XRP, now worth $275 million. And thus, here is an example that has been widely shared today on X. This particular example was one of the first I came across, and it was shared by Santiago Valle. The information extracted from Luce's BitHump is as follows. And before I even begin to read, let me just mention that you can see it on your screen. In a moment, I'll take a look. On the other hand, as far as I'm aware, anyone can release an escrow when the time comes. That's how I interpret it. You need not identify as Ripple, and the text you see before you right now was not written by an employee named Ripple. I was surprised the first time I saw this. And it's not the first time my name has appeared in a work of this kind. Funny thing is, it actually happened just now, and I don't think I've mentioned it on my channel. Or if I have, it's been so long ago that I can't remember. However, to the best of my knowledge, this can be released by anyone. And since I've never gone through the process before, I can't say for sure what it entails. Never, under no circumstances, and not out of any sort of interest. So far, I haven't invested the time to find out. It seems to me, though, that anyone can continue. If you're the first to publish it, it's already out there. Nothing to do with private keys or anything like that, thus it's still in Ripple's ownership. However, in this case, you'll be able to include a note with your XRP transaction on the blockchain because memos are supported for this currency. Now that you've got the memo up on your screen, it should read as follows. And it mentions me and a few other people. And by the way, it's just the first part to make sure everybody gets this, and if you're on X, and you're familiar, when we hit the bottom of the bear market in November of last year, and that was as a result of the FTX collapse and Bitcoin got as low as somewhere close to 15 times $1,000 as a joke, I changed my Moon Lumbo name on what was then known as Twitter. I changed from Moon Lumbo to Moon Family Sedan, and I thought it was really fun. I got indeed, such was the case. I was moving a family sedan on that platform for what felt like 8 months until we got the ruling, and I didn't tell anyone when I would change it. There were only 2 things that could have triggered the switch: a sudden, dramatic increase in the price of XRP, or a ruling in favor of XRP in the SEC versus Ripple case. This is a reference to the fact that I transitioned from a Moon Family Sedan to a Moon Lumbo. Sedan equals Lamborghini, cold gym equals hot jam, hot jam. According to the document, the mousetrap has caught Dai's rat. When will Jeremy H.'s hijacked Twitter account and malfunctioning doc be fixed? Will the gathering mature into an actual party? David is the secret sauce, whether it's a mild sauce for dipping or a fiery sauce for cooking up a revolution. I, attorney Jeremy Hogan, Jungle Inc., and Dai are all apparent references within the XRP community. Also, I'm going to presume that the vast majority of you are familiar with the allusion to Jeremy Hogan's broken document. If you haven't already, please watch Jeremy Logan's most recent video, in which he reveals that his doc was damaged in an earlier video, but we didn't know about it until now. Only now, after some distance has gone, can we laugh about it. A costly error was made, nevertheless. And it's completely absurd. Hopefully by this time everything has settled down. Check out Jeremy Hawkins's most recent video if you have no idea what I'm talking about. Everything worked well, no one got wounded, and everything is going to be okay. This is an allusion to it. It's really impolite to show up to a social event before the host does. The hostess isn't exactly thrilled that you've arrived. Still doing some housework? You certainly arrived early. And that's even without trying to estimate the rate of crypto acceptance or how long it will take him. Even if you don't share my conviction that cryptocurrencies are here to stay and, in a broad sense, will become more adopted over time, you should still appreciate the fact that you're among the early adopters, as only about 4% of humans have ever held any cryptocurrency. And it could be anything on the high end right now, I have no idea. The other day, I was thinking about this. Furthermore, I have no interest in delving into the specifics. However, it's possible that just a small fraction of the world's population has ever handled XRP. And when XRP ran for dollars, it was like a fraction of a percentage of humans had ever held XRP was something like, I don't know, 0.008% of humans. Perhaps that's the closest guess that I could get to anyway, and I broke down why I don't want to do it again in this video. But more importantly, you're not late. And next year, or the year after that, there will be another bull season. Optimistic messages like 2018 and 2019 will be great, and the first half of 2020 will be great for lead are ones I recall sharing. However, I mentioned it because it was before Bitcoin's price began to rise significantly later in the year. I already admitted that I can't predict the future. However, it is inevitable. Things can't remain quiet long, and eventually, they did. And now I bring you yet another message along these lines. It will undoubtedly occur once more. Even while I am convinced of this, I cannot and will not predict how this will affect prices. I don't give price forecasts, because if I'm incorrect, it's okay, because the market always goes to zero. I just can't accept that as true. Not convinced. Now, in today's edition of the Daily Huddle, we learn that a former executive at Goldman Sachs thinks the number of cryptocurrency users throughout the world will soon expand to 1.2 billion. XRP is my largest crypto investment, my favorite cryptocurrency, and the only large-cap coin in the world with clear legal status in the United States, thus this is really great news for me. That's significant to me. It's no longer restrained. So, I expect it to run to a significantly higher degree than we saw in 2021. It reached a peak of roughly $2 during the final phase of ecstasy before being restrained. It had a limited ceiling, right? That's how it appears to me. A new record high wouldn't have been possible otherwise, in my opinion. Raoul Pal, a former Goldman Sachs executive, is cited as an example of someone who doesn't think XRP is worth $10 and up. I know this because, back when XRP was worth more than $1, he predicted it would climb by a factor of 10. To hedge his bet, he purchased some XRP and opined, roughly, I'm paraphrasing, hey, this is a good bet because if we get a bad ruling the SEC multiple case, there's limited downside, but if it goes the right way, that. According to Raoul Pal, a former executive at Goldman Sachs, the global user base for cryptocurrencies is set to soar over 1 billion in the near future. The CEO of Genuine Vision and Global Macro Investors recently told his 997,500 Twitter followers that the number of people using digital assets might reach 1.2 billion by December 2025, based on a chart comparing the adoption of the internet and crypto over each sector's initial 10 years. So, roughly 8 billion people inhabit the Earth. The range of numbers you're looking at is around watts, and the range of percentages you'd be working with is roughly 12%. Okay, so I wasn't quite as manly as I thought I was. That's roughly 3 times as many people as we currently estimate to have held any cryptocurrency at any given moment. And if you count XRP as one of those cryptos, it still ranks among the 10 largest. I still think the price of XRP is artificially low since fixing the harm done over the past 2.5 years won't happen overnight, even though it has gained some ground recently. A query, if you will. Before the ruling, I was actually wondering aloud whether or not that was the case. On the internet I wondered, is it possible? Do we really visit all of them on a regular basis? Many of us have mused, could it be possible? I can't say. It's understandable to wonder, but we now know the solution. The answer is obviously not yes, as it will not instantaneously reach a new all-time high. This suggests that it will take more time to undo the harm caused over the past 2.5 years. So if it's still suppressed, which is what I think it is, then a lot more people are going to join. More organizations join in than we'd expect. Is there any significance to this for the XRP price? That's why XRP has always represented the ideal investment opportunity for me. Yeah, it's a large cap coin, and that means there's more money in the large cap than in the mid cap or the small cap. As a result, if you had to choose between investing in a large cap and a small cap that is about to explode in value, the small cap would be your best bet due to the greater multiplier effect, lower capital requirements, and lower entry price. But I get your point. But that's not where my interests lie. I have bought some tiny caps in the past, but I'm not willing to invest a lot of money into them right now since they feel riskier. There is a lot less assurance. In contrast, XRP is one of the cryptos that has ever attracted the greatest investment capital, making it a large cap coin. However, the sum total of crypto assets is rather little. Even with the addition of XRP, VMware's current market cap is $37 billion. That doesn't prove that no money was invested in XRP to drive the price up to this point, but in the 10 years since then, nearly no money has been invested in XRP. This is the sweet spot where you can rest assured that it will work. Technology is reliable. Hackers have had 10 years to destroy it, yet it's still attached. Compared to previous years, developer engagement has increased, signaling a rise in real-world use. And I believe that matters to the utilitarians and will ultimately triumph. As a result, I consider these factors. In response, I would say something like, yeah, to large cap, but there's almost no money in it, you can still get a crazy multiplier effect, given that such an impact would be impossible to achieve with Bitcoin over a similarly extended length of time. Good luck, maybe in a decade or two, if you seek anything truly life-altering from Bitcoin. Simply put, there is just too much money already invested. While neither Bitcoin nor Ethereum provide the same potential, Ripple, XRP, does. Bitcoin, he claims, is worth $568 billion, despite having a $219 billion market cap. That's why I think XRP hits the bullseye. Even though it has a big market valuation, the coin's reward is rather low. However, I believe that mid-cap and small-cap coins are riskier since they have not been around as long and because they have had considerably lower acceptance from the general public and corporations. That's why I'm so keen on this topic, it's right up my alley. Thus, the remark from him is that global macro investor GMI has, once again, been using this chart for some time. In a nutshell, it has been spot on. The rate at which crypto is being adopted is so unrelenting that it will almost certainly outpace the 43% adoption rate of the internet over the next 3 years. The former Goldman Sachs executive predicts that by 2030 there will be 5.1 billion cryptocurrency users worldwide. It appears that central bank digital currencies, together with other forms of non-fungible tokens, NFTs, like those used for ticketing, identification, and the like, will play a sizable role in the growth of the digital asset market between now and 2026. The chart on your screen pretty much tells you what to expect, so we'll see what happens. But, eventually, the vast majority of people will be utilizing crypto. Just give it some time. Basically how most people use the internet nowadays. I'm an optimist, so when I say things like, a lot of people were feeling like there's the concept into my mind when I jumped into crypto in 2017, it's not because I agree with those sentiments. And I was not late. In other words, I had passed on. Certainly not too late, cryptography had already been around for about 8 years. Well, once every few decades, hundreds, if not thousands, I don't know how long it holds humanity, just whatever that is, as long as we have internet, maybe an asteroid becomes slammed into us in the north, okay, alright. So, I take it that it has run its course, barring any severe and outrageous measures. Not really nervous. I don't give advice on money matters. Do not use any of my advice as an excuse to treat yourself to anything. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.